Welcome to GoFit TV. Today on the show, we've got two-time European champion, Irish record holder for 400 metres, and Irish celebrity chef winner, David Gillick.
How's it going?
Good to have you on the show, David. Can you give the audience and GoFit just a wee introduction, brief 60 to 90 seconds on you? Just far away.
Okay, yeah, me, I suppose, born and raised in Dublin. I suppose my first big sport was a little bit in GAA, played a lot of football as well, soccer. And then I got my first break when I was about 2002 on the athletics track, went to the World Juniors, and I think the seed was planted there that I wanted more of this athletic lifestyle. I packed in all my other sports, and I was still in university at the time, finished that in 2006, and then relocated over to the UK to really go full time and give it a full throttle, if you like. I managed to win 2 European indoors along the way, over 400 metres. Went to the Beijing Olympic Games, finished sixth in the World Champs in '09, and then had a couple of little injuries along the way, and I suppose my career kind of came to a halt about 4 years ago. And then, unknown to me, other things developed. I did Celebrity Masterchef in Ireland and managed to win that.
Yeah.
And I think I came out right at a time when health and nutrition was quite on trend, and that gave me a lot of opportunities working with various brands, and then on to doing a bit of media work as well. So a bit of a mixed bag. I suppose once an athlete, always an athlete, and I'm big into the kind of the well-being side of things, along with nutrition and just kind of a healthy, active lifestyle.
Yeah, nice. That's those Gilly.
I hope I got that now in 90 seconds for you.
Well, not bad. I'll give you that. Good effort. I heard those Gilly bars, and I haven't made them myself, but the Gilly bars are quite famous around Ireland and the UK.
Yeah, again, I wrote a cookbook. I probably should have mentioned that off the
Yeah,
back
yeah.
of Masterchef. And
Yeah,
one of there's two recipes that always get positive feedback. One is the Gilly bars, which is a great post training snack.
yeah.
And also so a combination of things there.
Awesome. Cool. Brilliant. So yeah, no, we wanted to chat a couple of things around the lines of where you've been in your athletics career. You've obviously been really active and busy, and you've done so well. You're obviously the Irish record holder for 400. Hopefully, it doesn't go from Brian Gregan this London Championships, obviously. But no, good luck to him. Smash it up, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to seeing him on TV. But yeah, so like, there's quite a lot of things you've been thinking about in your career, and we've had a lot of conversations in the past about mental health and how like a lot of those things. Athletics is a very lonely world. You know it yourself, and there's a lot of trials and tribulations. There's quite a lot of stories you've been talking to me about in the past. So how did you think that's in the mental health side of things, and how do you feel that you've looked after that or haven't looked after that?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's probably a combination of both. There's been more recently I've been kind of looking after it, but prior to that,
Yeah.
throughout my career, I didn't, and I think it was down to kind of resources and just not really kind of understanding those feelings, those emotions you have, and how to deal with them. I think now when you look at kind of service provision that's available for athletes, is sports psychology is one of those things that's always is in there alongside the physio, alongside the nutritionist. But back 10 years ago, it simply wasn't. We didn't have those resources in place, and obviously I was based over in Loughborough in the UK, so I tended to build my own team, and I think I had what I thought was psychologists in a way, but probably more down the motivational route and kind of geeing you up for competitions and stuff like that, as opposed to kind of dealing with the aftermath of competitions. And I think when I look back at my career, there was areas and there was times that I could have really kind of used the benefit of having someone that was trained in either the kind of the counselling side of things and obviously the sports psychology side of things, because I think in the world of sport you can you compete, and sometimes it doesn't go that well, and you just get on and you get on to the next one. But I think it's very important that you debrief and you deal with those emotions and you deal with the reasons as to why you felt certain ways. And obviously, injury comes into that as well. Sometimes you get very frustrated around injury. Why did it happen to me, etc., etc. And I think having a sports psych involved with you can just help you deal with those, and give you like I suppose the the theory behind why you're feeling that way, and you're not unusual or you're not unique in a way, because all sports people will have those highs and lows and those feelings of anger, frustration, regret, all those little things. But that's normal.
Yeah, yeah. I know that's the thing, and I think it's such a big thing nowadays. I mean, elite sport is so huge, and you look at it now. There's fine margins. You know, you're talking about the world championships coming up soon, and you could have some. If someone just decides to think of something different one day, you know, you could completely ruin your race. Do you know? And that's the scary thing about it. But I think it's a great thing that people are talking about it now, and I feel, you know, a lot of athletes. It depends who you're with, depends your setup, as you said, the setup you're in. You want to have everything that's there, but there's a lot of things. There's quite a lot of nice wee apps out there that can help you. I mean, I don't
There
know.
is there's a lot of apps out there. There's a lot of things that can help you online and stuff like that. But you can't get you can't get away from kind of having that face to face. And even if like there's somebody that's 100% confident in their ability, they're very self confident, self esteem is very high. But what happens if they have a defeat, or what happens if something out of the blue, an injury sparks? That's when sometimes you need somebody. And it can be something very simple about where do you go, who do you talk to, and that can be a very difficult thing because it's hard for people to understand or relate to you. So particularly in the world of sport, so kind of getting advice of where to go or who to go and see can be a trick of it as well. And I think in terms of the way sports governing bodies set themselves up now, they try and cover that, like the physical services and obviously the mental services as well, which is vitally important.
Yeah, yeah. I know you said, as you said, a couple of examples of your stories in your past when you moved over to America and you felt there was like a different sort of ethos and mentality of that direction. Obviously, it's a very elitist area, but like maybe they were a bit of a neglect on that side. If they didn't really care who what you were, they just wanted you to be number one. You know.
Yeah, it was very different. I think like when I was training in Ireland and the UK, it was very much. I felt like it was a very close community. You had your kind of band of brothers, as I call the lads in Lufford that I was training with, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was enjoyable. Everybody was kind of on the same page, and um, it was as much about a sport as performance. Whereas in America, I thought it was about performance, and sport kind of didn't really come into it, and it was very much a generic sort of setup, and it was very. I suppose dictated by the coach. So
Mm.
the coach would give you a program. This was it. He didn't really have an input into it. Whereas back in the UK, I could sit down with my coach and actually bounce ideas off each other and actually build a very individual, bespoke program in order to best suit my attributes and make sure that I could realize my potential, I suppose. But in America, it was just the opposite. It was very much a business, and it was very about performance. And unfortunately, I got injured there, and that's where I saw the other side of the sport, where if you're injured, you're no good to anyone. You're on the heap, if you like, and
Yeah.
that's where I think, to be honest, was my first kind of sample of kind of even mental health issues, and how I kind of viewed setbacks and injuries and things like that. And obviously, been away from home, extremely lonely, to be honest, because I didn't have that kind of friendships with my training partners as I would have had in the UK. So a massive learning curve there, and I can really see the benefit of that holistic kind of physical, mental
Yeah.
side of sport as well.
Awesome. Cool. Well, moving on swiftly then to your what you're doing currently at the moment. So what's on the plans for David Gillick, and what are you up to now post athletics?
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag. To be honest with you, I kind of struggled initially when I retired because I suppose I didn't know what I wanted to do, and my identity was very much linked to athletics and running around the track. And then suddenly it was over, and you're kind of waking up on a Saturday morning going, "What do normal people do on a Saturday morning?" Because I was conditioned to train every Saturday morning for the last, I don't know, 20 years.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of time to get used to. And I'll be upfront and honest and say it still is something that I'm getting used to, because you're trying to fill that void. Like obviously, with the World Championships coming up, you see the way athletes are gearing towards that, and that was something I was doing for about 10 to 12 years. It was always about a major championship. So to fill that void has been quite difficult. But I've been open minded. I've dabbled in a few things. I've challenged myself. I've tried out a few things. I worked full time. Then I took a bit of time out. I wrote a cookbook. Then I went back working full time. And then I decided, I have a few opportunities here to exploit and to tap into. And that was 2016. I did that. I now work with a couple of brands. I'm associated with various brands in terms of everything around kind of health and well-being, and I've learned an awful lot with working with these people. And now I've decided to kind of do my own thing. So I'm very much looking at going into the food industry. I think healthy food is on trend. People want to eat healthy. They want to eat quickly. They want to find something that's going to help them, or they can aspire to, in order to lead a healthy lifestyle. And my area would be in the takeaway side of things, which is a relatively unhealthy aspect. But I like a takeaway as much as the next person. But some days I come in and I want a takeaway that's healthy. I want something that's real food, and it's not going to blow the calories out of it. So that's one side of things. I'm exploiting, as well as the media element as well. I'm doing quite a bit with it with RTE in terms of athletics, and yeah, there's a few other little things in the pipeline that I kind of can't talk about just
Yeah,
yet, but
of course.
hopefully you'll hear and see of them. But it's a mix. You know, I'm now looking at something to build for myself, that I can create a bit of longevity out of as well.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. And that's good. And that's the thing about that. You realise that in sometimes in elite sports, that some people don't really know what to do with themselves. You know, obviously you've got that. You're able to talk well, so you're good for RTE and things like that, and you've got good knowledge base about track and field, and probably about a lot of sports as well too. But people don't have that, you know, and that's what we want to build. You want to build the structure around you as well, post athletics, you know. You know,
You do, and I think the the one thing I kind of learned was that if you don't know what you want to do when you grow up, that's okay. I think we live in a world now where we put ourselves under so much pressure, be it social media, you know, it's everywhere. And the thing you could do is get on social media and see what someone else is doing, someone with maybe a sport background, and think, oh, why haven't I do that? And that can set you off in a negative mood. So it's very much individual, and it's very much like you said. It's a case of, you know, if I could go back towards my latter years or my twilight years of my career, I probably would have kind of maybe put more of a focus into what I wanted to do post athletics, and not just wait for it to happen. You know, so I think that's vitally important. The next generation, as well. And don't put all your eggs into one basket. Like, keep doing the things you enjoy, and keep, you know, have people around you that you can trust, and you know that they'll be there with you for the highs and the lows.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate the conversation, David, and we're definitely looking forward to getting you on again. And I think we'll have a wee podcast and a bit longer in the future. But appreciate you chatting today, and make sure you subscribe to David's channel. So you go for his Twitter. Don't think you have Facebook? You don't have Facebook? Facebook like page? You just have your Twitter.
I'm not on Facebook, would you believe? No, yeah,
No, that's
Instagram.
sad. Oh well, we can see you in one platform. That'll do. So Twitter, make sure you follow him on Twitter, and keep interacting with him on Twitter. So thanks very much, David, for today, and for the rest of the fans, guys. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have enough channels, and stay tuned for the next episode of GoFit TV.